Welcome, genuine souls. So you're here because you're wondering, could you possibly have fallen in love with a romantic narcissist? NPD is a very serious condition of the mind. Your perceived twin soul has randomly, suddenly decided to abandon you. You rang them up like normal to get together the weekend, but now you can't track them down, you can't get hold of them. You are feeling anxious. You're very confused, don't know what's going on. Now today, I'm going to talk about the recovery and what to expect. Subscribe. In the other videos, I've given you the elements of the NPD personality. I've also given you the cycle of the romantic narcissist and told you all the traits. So subscribe and you'll get all the latest videos. If you're at the beginning of the abandonment, there's going to be massive amounts of confusion. Probably have panic attacks, anxiety, because you're scared. This is a sudden change. The person that you perceived was your twin soul is randomly acting very strange. Now, the first month, you'll be trying to track this person down and you just physically can't seem to get hold of them. They constantly message you though, leading you on, gaslighting you, manipulating you into believing you'll be together soon. But unfortunately, if your person has NPD, this probably won't happen. They will message you telling you how much they love you and all this, and you're like, well, why can't we just be together? So the months will trail past. You'll have many different emotions from the confusion. You'll start to experience trauma. It's very real. Panic attacks. Physically, it makes you feel ill. It'll be the first thing you think about in the morning and the last thing you think about at night. Your mind is consumed with this person, trying to get hold of them and understanding what's actually happened. So go on holiday, take breaks, do what you need to do to try and take your mind off the situation. Unfortunately, won't come off the situation because you've had now a trauma in your mind trying to work out what's occurring. You will feel sad, then you'll start to feel angry, very angry and frustrated. This is all normal, this is all part of recovery. Eventually, months will go past. It takes a good few months. It takes up to 12 months to get over this. You are seeped with love hormones and serotonin, oxytocin, and all these sorts of things. These all have to leave your body system before you start to act and feel right once more. You will cry a lot. So much, in fact, the tears will fall down your face, off your chin. This is normal. You will have echoes and flashbacks. You'll be thinking of all the things that were said and that were done. For example, they may have said, oh, you have the most beautiful walk, your hair is beautiful, you smell divine, and they have obviously would have love bombed you, and you're absolutely cannot understand why none of these things seem to matter anymore. It's just horrendous, completely confusing for you. So as long as you know that all the things that you're feeling are normal, okay? Don't think. And when you have the anxiety attacks, just remember this as well. You are not going to die. It's the inner alarm going off saying, there's a fire, there's a fire. There's no fire. It's just adrenaline rushing into your body. I want you to breathe in nice and slow and breathe out. One day they subside completely and then you won't have them anymore. Then as time goes on, you can go weeks and weeks without hearing from your person. The tears will still come in. Suddenly you're going about your day and then suddenly a memory or flashback will come in and you'll start to sob and cry. Please, I beg of you, do not stop this. This is really important that you do cry because it actually releases feel-good hormones. This is what keeps you going. Don't stop the crying. Go out in your car, go for a walk. When you're in your car, scream, let that frustrate, because it's highly frustrating, it really is. Months go past, your person is still leading you on, still messaging you, makes no sense at all. If they have PDM, this is what you'll be getting, all the messages. It's confusing, and you're pleased to hear from them. This is what's the tragic thing. So it can go on for a year. They can still keep messaging you and messaging you. Sometimes they can actually meet up with you and invite you round just to use you for something, to use you to maybe paint or do whatever. You're delighted, thinking, yay, we're back together again, and then the cycle begins again. They discard you, they're not interested, and then you have to begin again. All part of it. If it's NPD, this is what happens. Eventually, around about the 8th, 9th month, it'll still hurt, it's not pleasant. They're still messaging you, they're still leading you on, but because you've got trauma and you're still seeped in love hormones, you are delighted to hear from them. But you've kind of got in the back of your mind now that the way they've been acting, you really don't want to get back with them anymore. Something's not quite right with them. You've worked this out. Months 10, 11, they're still messaging you. They message you, say, every couple of weeks. This doesn't happen with all NPD, but they do like to string along and shelf their past love projects. They could be testing the ground. Hey baby, I love you, let's meet up, let's do this and let's do that. You've been cast off for many, many months. Now you're deeply scared. You don't trust this person anymore. The person that you fell in love with to the person that abandoned you are like two completely different people. So it's quite normal that you decline the offer to meet up. One, because you've been led on that many times, you can't be asked anymore. You're just like, oh no, forget it. You're just going to like make an excuse at the last minute. You're not going to turn up, that sort of thing. Now, months 11, 12, the hormones have nearly left your system. You're starting to think straighter now. You're starting to think much straighter now. You're not as in love with that person anymore. The flashbacks and the memories, you're more logical about things, and you sort of realise that how they behaved is, quite frankly, very unacceptable. You're worth more than this, and you realise this now. You realise there is something very, very wrong with this person who you perceived was your twin soul. And you only perceived that was through the love bombing and the fake mirroring. So you're getting more logical. The panic attacks are subsiding. You're not consumed by thinking about them every day. They're probably still, unfortunately, on your mind in the morning and last thing at night. And you do get elements where it's a stabbing feeling, and it's more like you're just disappointed and you're saddened by the whole thing. But you're not feeling as distraught. The trauma definitely is subsiding. 12th month, you're getting up. You do still think about them, but there's not that aching, gutting, deep, deep sad feeling. You can get on your day without thinking about them hardly at all. That is so refreshing. You start to have new hobbies. Hopefully you've worked on your own self-esteem, you've worked on self, you've done the meditation, you've done the hypnosis, you've done self-love affirmations. So you have grown as a person. Over 12 months, one day you wake up and it's not until late afternoon you suddenly realise you have not thought about that person one time. Your best years are yet to come.